And now, from the San Francisco Bay Area studios, KLOK proudly presents to you the prominent attorney Shah Peerally for the Shah Peerally Law Show, coming at you with over 50,000 watts of power. The Shah Peerally Law Show, where all your views matter.
Hello, everybody. Assalamu alaikum, Sastakar, namaskar to all the listeners. This is attorney Shah Peerally for the Shah Peerally Law Show, and we have so many things to discuss today. We're going to try our best to cover all the topics. In fact, this is probably the first time I made a list of things to talk about. But we are going to cover each topic, and then we will be taking the questions live. And anything I'm going to tell you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And today I have on the board with me my good friend Franco, and we are going to start right away in the side of immigration. It is a big topic today, and also the economy and things like that. So number one, to start with, we have been getting reports a lot of hate crimes. And yesterday itself, even in Mission Peak yesterday, someone was attacked. And this is wrong because what is happening is there is almost like now an empowerment of hate, and on both sides, by the way. It's not only on one side, and it is wrong because this is not what we represent, and this is what we've been fighting for against for years. And now it's becoming kind of a daily thing. You're hearing it every day. So few tips for people I'm going to tell you. I know we have callers right now. The number to the studio is 408-912-5565. Please bear with me a little bit, and then we will take the callers. Few things I'm going to tell you is, number one, if you are in a group, and for example, if you're Muslim, or you look like a Muslim, or you're dressed with a scarf, or if you are an immigrant and you look like an immigrant and things like that, you need to be careful where you're going right now, because things are not really welcoming in some places. And if you're a supporter of the president-elect, also you better be careful too. So both sides have to be careful, and we hope things will change. But at this point, we need to be to warn all our listeners, because we have reports of students, for example, being beaten up. We have few students who've been beaten up and really almost to death, and many of them are Indian students. And for those who are victims of hate crimes, know that there is a visa called a U visa, and you might be able to benefit from that if you're a victim. Of course, it has to be a genuine case. Make sure that you give us a call, 510-742-5887. You can read about the U visa on our website or our YouTube channel at attorneyonair.com. Let me take one caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, sir. I have two-part question.
Yeah.
I work for an employer, so I have an I-140 approved.
Yes.
My question is that my brother is a U.S. citizen, and I wanted him to apply for my green card also.
Yes.
So my question is that if he applies, are there any negative implications for me, or are there any negative implications for him in the long term?
No, not at all, because in fact I would recommend to do that, because you can have a family petition going on at the same time as you have an employment base. But it takes a longer time for the family petition. Now the question is also, what visa are you on? Are you on an H-1B visa?
Yes, I'm on H-1B.
Okay.
Yeah.
So H-1B is a dual intent visa, so it doesn't get affected. So actually I will encourage you to do that. Okay?
Okay.
There's no negative implications. Okay, so good luck to you. That's a very good question. Actually, I'm getting a lot of those, especially with the way things are going right now. I'm going to go over different visas. First, I talk about the hate crimes and related U visa. And since U visa was passed under the VAWA enactment, it's not going to really be affected, hopefully, under the Trump administration. Now, one thing that I'm hoping will happen, and again, don't hold me to that, is this is my visa built-in predictions as per today. Since seeing the trend that is going with the administration, Obama administration right now. Remember, Obama is still in power until January. It seems like there is a big chance that things are going to be working. I apologize for that. My phone is ringing. So there might be a situation where suddenly we might see the visa bulletin becoming current, just like a bit we saw in 2007. I'm hoping it will happen. Actually, a lot of people are trying to encourage the government to do that, because if this happens, ultimately a lot of people can be saved. And I hope President Obama hears today and he does that. So this is my prediction. We might see this for January, because until really February, things are not going to change in the United States. So that's my hope. That's my visa built-in predictions for today. It might be some hope coming from President Obama. Now, if it doesn't come, then there might be a chance that we will see the visa bulletin putting a hold on the visa bulletin for a while under the Trump administration, until they figure out which one to decide to give or not. So, ladies and gentlemen, things are really confusing right now. I don't have the answers for everything, unfortunately, but I'm trying to find some hope in all this chaos that we are going through right now. No matter which side you voted for, you know things are not really good right now for many people, especially if you're an immigrant. And I know most of my listeners are immigrants, and now from India. A lot of people have called me and say, hey, it's not going to affect India because Trump promised he's going to be nice to Indians, which is something good. I hope so. But the truth is that he also said that he's not going to really be nice to H-1B visa holders. So now, what will happen to H-1B visa holders? Um, First of all, the H-1B visa has been here for years, right? So taking it out is going to be very difficult, because you have to get the approval of Congress. And right now, Congress is already in a friction with the administration of Trump. So if he gets enough votes in Congress, that means Senate and the House of Representatives, there might be some changes that come to the H-1B. But my hope is that there will be no removal of the H-1B visa. Having said that, last year Senator Ted Cruz proposed a halt on H-1B for the fiscal year of 2017, which was in 2016. That means for this year. And next year they might do that, so we might not see any H-1B accepted. Or alternatively, what I think, there might be not that many applications, which is something good probably for people. There will be no lottery. So that's one thing that I kind of excuse me, that I kind of think is going to happen. Now, the other thing that I think will happen is our student visas. For all those, unfortunately, for all those who have benefited from the small schools, and you know which schools I'm talking about, who have actually helped a lot of people, in fact, but at the end of the day, it might come back and they might start taking away those licenses. President Obama, his administration, the USCIS has already kind of started it. As you know, Hagwan University, as from next year, will not be able to do student visas, etc. So I'm expecting this will happen also, because they are planning to cut off on the student visas, which is a bad thing, by the way, because the student visa industry brings almost $40 million per year to the United States. Let me take one caller and then I'll continue. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air.
Hi, Shah. This is Ram here.
Hi.
Regarding this new administration, for people on a green card, do you think there's a urgent need for them to apply for the citizenship if they're already eligible, if they're not doing it?
Yes, that's a very good point. Actually, I mentioned that last week, but I was going to plan to talk about this, but let me talk about that. This is one thing I would recommend people to do. If you are a green card holder and you're not planning to go back or things like that, I would highly recommend that you get yourself a citizenship, because it's a lot harder to take the citizenship away, because it's not within the purview of the DHS. Once you become a citizen, it becomes a federal matter, and only a federal court can take it away, and it's a long haul process. So I recommend people to file for their citizenship. It's not difficult to file if you don't have any kind of criminal background. You don't even need a lawyer for that. And actually, I have a guide on my YouTube channel. If you type YouTube/Shah Peerally Law, I have a step-by-step guide how to do the citizenship. So I recommend people to actually take the citizenship. The drawback of that is, for example, countries like India and some other countries, they don't allow dual citizens, and many people are scared of that. So you need to kind of balance which way you want to go. But I highly recommend people to go into get their citizenship. Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
So I think the caller is no longer there, but this is one point I was going to talk about today, and the caller brought it up. So if you are you are a green card holder and you're eligible for citizenship, I will highly recommend you file it as soon as possible. So let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air.
Hi, Shah. This is Kumar. I'm calling from Sunnyvale.
Yes. Hi, Kumar.
Great show. Nice information and helpful for the community.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I have a question. Like, I have a approved 140 from company A, and I moved to company B, but they haven't started yet my labor or anything yet. So if the company A revokes my 140, what would happen to my extension?
Okay, that's an excellent question, and I also kind of covered that last week, but let me cover it again. The way it works is that whenever you're doing a transfer or an extension, the I-140 has to be alive at the time of the approval. So that means, let's say you're moving from A to B, and when you file your transfer, at that time your I-140 is alive. When it's approved, they will give you maybe 1 year or 3 years. So you have those 3 years you can enjoy now.
I got 1 year.
Yes. At this point now, even company A revokes your I-140, you still can enjoy those 3 years that was given to you. But there's a catch. The catch is that you're stuck with company B, and if company B do an amendment for you and the I-140 is gone, they will not approve the amendment and they will cancel your H-1B. Once you pass 6 years, that's the rule. So that's the only two catch you have in this game, kind of. So you need to be careful. Make sure as soon as possible company A, B file your I-140 so that you can get an extension. But
okay,
if company
what if I pressurize company B and at least they file my labor before my H1 expires, the current H1 expires? If they apply for labor, would that be okay? Or do I
just applying for labor doesn't really work once you pass 6 years, because the rule is that before the 6 years, kind of, they want you to have the labor pending 365 days or the I-140 approved. Okay, so or an appeal of that. So you might, yes, be able to use it if it is pending for 365 days. For example, let's say you apply for labor in the last year, right? And it doesn't get approved, you appeal it, right? You can still enjoy 1 year. They will give you a 1 year extension based on a pending labor certification, which is appeal.
I wouldn't have pending labor for 365 days because company B only got 1 year of H1 extension.
Yes, and that's where things are getting really tricky. That's the way you do that. Then the trick is to either shift you to an H4 if you can move, if your spouse has an H1, or you need to leave the country, wait for the I-140 to be approved, then file for the extension of your H1B, then come back. And unfortunately, it's a very tricky situation. I recommend people to talk to the lawyer or give me a call at the office. I can guide you, but you need to be, timing is everything on those cases. And you have to understand the law, because many lawyers understand only part of it and they give you only part of the answer. I have many clients calling me and they say, oh, my lawyer told me, oh, no problem, but they don't know the intricacies of it, because an extension and a transfer and an amendment follow the same rules, and you need that I-140. But do you know if company A cancel your I-140?
Yeah, they'll sure revoke it, definitely.
Okay, then you need to start taking your precautions. You need to be smart. You need to buy time. Every time you took vacation, you need to add it up. So it's kind of a mathematics at this point. You need to add it up. And
sure,
if you need help,
call your office and take an appointment.
Yeah, just give me a call, 510-742-5887. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, Mr. Shah. My name is Sharma.
Hi, Sharma.
Before I ask my question, let me wholeheartedly thank you for the service that you are doing the community.
Oh, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you.
No problem. So my question is, I'm a citizen,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a brother. I don't have any parents. He's
Mm-hmm.
in India.
Yes.
He's like 60 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a son who is in IT, and he likes to come to US using H1. But my
Mm-hmm.
question is here, I would like to apply for a green card for my brother so that he
Uh-huh.
can come.
Yeah.
The twist here is, if I apply for my brother,
Mm-hmm.
can his son apply for H1, and will there be some kind of, cross-checking and things of that nature,
Ex-
and can get
excellent.
denied?
Excellent question. Excellent question. No, it doesn't affect because H1B is a dual intent visa. So you can have a green card intention at the same time you file for H1B. However, it can affect the ability to get something like a B1 visa or F1 visa because those are not dual intent visa. So that's why I'm telling people who are in H1B who have a family member here to still file for their green card to the family member because it becomes a good backup, and at the same time it doesn't affect the H1B at all. So
Oh,
the rule that blocks visas under just to let you know is called INA 214B, which basically say you have an immigrant intent. But that rule doesn't apply to H1B, it doesn't apply to H4, it doesn't apply to L1, it doesn't apply to L2, etc. So it won't affect him as long as you get H1B visa. He's safe. H1B or L1 is good. Okay.
I see. Just one quick other question is, if I apply for my brother for green
Mm-hmm.
card, I don't think he can visit US until he gets the green card, right?
Yes and no. This is the thing. It's
Okay.
at their discretion. So he can go and apply. The thing is usually people they apply for their visitor visa before they even file for the green card. But at the airport they have a right to deny him entry even with the visa if they know a green card is applied for them. But from my experience, they really deny it because they know it takes almost 10 to 12 years to get a green card through a brother. So at the end of the day, it's not most of the time I encourage people to still file because you will lose time hoping that on the visitor visa. But if you already have the visitor visa, there's a big chance they won't deny him entry.
Oh,
So,
okay.
okay, good luck to you.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Thank you. So I don't know if I have more callers, Franco. This is Shah Peerally, 11 here.
Hi, Shah. This is Kumar.
Hi, Kumar.
Um, Thank you for your wonderful show. It's very informative. I have a
Oh, thank
question.
you so much.
I got my green card on January 2012. When
Mm-hmm.
can I apply for citizenship? That's one. And, why
Mm-hmm.
do you say that, it is better to apply at the earliest instead of waiting?
Okay. Okay, let me tell you, this is I'm getting excellent questions today, by the way. Number one, to you depend how you got your green card. If you got it to employment, you have to wait 4 years and 9 months to apply, and provided you didn't break the continuity and things like that, that's a different issue. And number two, to answer your, if you got it to marriage, then it's 2 years and 9 months. If you're still married to a U.S. citizen, the rule are different. The rules are different. Now, why I'm saying apply as soon as possible is because um, we are very uncertain. Nobody really, and I'm pretty much always kind of always be one step ahead when it comes to immigration. Nobody can predict what will happen in the new administration because if you look at it, they have a full power. It's almost like a mandate. So all those rules that were blocked before, either by the president or the Congress, might not be blocked at all. And once they get the Supreme Court in this, there might be some amendments on the U.S. Constitution. And that's one thing I was going to talk about. The GOP, which is the Republican Party, pretty much control more than 74% of the states in terms of their Congress and their legislative. So what happens if they file together? There might be amendment to obtain citizenship in the United States, and that has been happened so many times. If you look at the over the years, certain people were not allowed to file citizenship, etc., etc., all over the years. So my advice, since the law has not changed yet, I am recommending people as soon as possible to file. That doesn't mean for sure those things will happen. It's just my predictions. Just to be on the safe side, it's good to have your citizenship. Okay?
Okay. Once I start the citizenship process, are there restrictions to travel?
No, but I don't recommend that you leave the country for more than 3 months, because the interview will come pretty soon. Plus, if you leave more than 3 months, then they can give you an issue in the jurisdiction. Okay? So let me take another caller. Good luck to you. If you need help, just give me a call. 510-742-5887. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in here.
Hi, I have a I-140 approved, and I applied for my wife's H4 EAD. The EAD got approved. I got a letter, but it's been 5 weeks and I haven't received the EAD card. How long should I wait? Because my wife had to travel.
It's too long. You should contact them. It might probably have gotten lost now, or it have gone to your lawyer if the lawyer filed for you. So my recommendation, you need to call them right now. It usually comes like 4 weeks later maximum. So that means it probably got lost or they forgot to issue it. So you need to call them and ask them. Call the 800 number and find out. Or if you use the lawyer in the case, it might have gone to the lawyer. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, good luck to you. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in air.
Hi, this is Sarvan. This is continuation of the previous question you answered.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So applying the citizenship. We have a green card for now 4 years, and we are eligible to apply the green card next year. And in between, my wife and kid, they would like to travel to India for 3 months. 4 months. So by the time they come back to here, they are eligible to apply U.S. citizenship. So what is the disadvantage if they travel for 3-4 months to India when they are in the green card?
It's not a problem as long as you don't pass 6 months. You don't break the the continuity. That's what they call it. That's another rule that applies to citizenship. Number two, the only thing that I tell people is make sure you wait 90 days before you apply, although it's not required, because one of the rules of citizenship requires that you have jurisdiction for the past 90 days, and that can be usually before the interview or before you apply. So as long as you stick to 4 months and you have not traveled a lot and you have not broken the continuity, it's not a problem. As for your kids, if they are under 18, only you or your wife have to apply, and the kids will get it derivative. They don't have to apply separately. So just follow those rules. You should be fine. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. So anything 6 months is fine, correct?
Yeah, but I don't recommend you wait the last minute, because now things, like I said, I'm basing everything today based on the law as per today and my experience per today. But I know also for a fact things are going to be totally different next year. I'm not trying to scare people, but there's no way things are not going to be different. We know that. So we need to be ready to be having some hurdles. So I'm telling people to avoid any kind of complications on any of their cases. Okay? Okay, but don't try to do too much. 4 months is okay. Okay? Okay. Let me take another call. You're welcome. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in here.
Hi, Shah. Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
My name is Hari.
Hi, Hari.
Yeah. Actually, I have applied for I changed my employer and applied for transfer as well as extension on May 1st under normal category, but still now it shows case was received. So
May
what
1st?
can I do? Yeah.
May 1st, 2016? It's 200.
Yes.
And you already moved to that different employer?
Yes, yeah. I started working.
Okay, from May 1st to now, is that 240 days past?
No, not yet. By January 1st, it will be 240 days.
Okay, so I would highly recommend you go ahead, make a phone call, ask your lawyer to make a phone call on the case. And if you're not getting any answer, which you probably will not, pay for the premium, get it done. Because if once you pass 240 days, you have to stop working. And that means there are some issues in the case right now, because it's taking 6 months actually to get processed. But once you reach 210 days, they have actually, AILA, American Immigration Lawyers Association, had told us to give a call. So I would recommend your lawyer to keep pushing, knowing what is happening. If nothing is happening, file for your premium. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Good luck.
210 days, you are telling? 210
Yeah,
days?
on 210 days you have to call. On 240 days you have to stop working. Okay?
Okay.
So unless you get an approval. Good luck to you.
Okay.
Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Shah Peerally. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome, sir.
I have a 140 approved, and my I-797 is approved till Feb 2020. And I got my stamping also on my last visit to India, like last month. But my company has wound down now, and I'm looking for new job opportunities. And if I leave the country now, once I change the company, do I need to reappear for stamping?
No. No, the stamping is still good. It doesn't get cancelled unless there's some kind of fraud or the State Department decide to cancel it. For example, they have this new rule now, prudential revocation, where if you have a DUI, automatically they will revoke it. You have to reapply for it. And I'm just inserting that there because a lot of people, but otherwise, no, you can still use it. Okay?
Okay, and also based on my I-140, once I move to my new company, they have to refile from perm, right? So is there any problem because my 6 years gets over by Feb 2017?
Yeah, it will be a problem if the I-140 is gone. You won't be able to get a transfer or anything unless you have a new I-140. So your best is to find a company as soon as possible, transfer the case, and have them start on your labor certification and I-140 as soon as possible. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in air.
Hey, Shah. I had a quick question on I-94 extension.
Yes.
Hey, I'm on H1B and my wife is on H4 and my passport got renewed. I have a valid visa. Just want to extend my I-94 now. So I was just trying to figure it out. And is this information right that I need to extend it my H1, my I-94 through I-129 and for my wife through I-539?
Yes. Okay. You're on H1 right now, right?
Yes.
And your wife is on H4, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what you're going to do your extension, the lawyer has to file the H1B for you, and also if you're filing under premium, attach the H4 539 together, file it, it will be considered usually under premium. Both will be approved at the same time. So, yeah, you get the forms right. I-129 and I-539, yes.
Okay, and is there anything like I can apply or should my employer apply?
You can apply for the H4 for your wife, but not the I-129. That has to be applied by the H1. But the best is to file all together. Don't break it so that it goes faster, okay? Okay?
Okay, so I can apply everything together, right? Okay.
Yes. Okay?
Thank you.
Good luck to you. So if anybody needs help, either H1B, L1, you name it, 510-742-5887. And some good news in the bad news. I just wanted to congratulate our team, Sharif and Shalini. They got some very difficult cases approved. Yesterday we got an EB1A case approved within 10 days almost, and less than 10 days actually, without any RFE. So congratulations to our team. And also we got some difficult H1B cases. We got some appeals also where basically we motioned to reopen. We got those done. And I say congratulations to Aditi and on all the team there at the Shah Peerally Law Group. So Memuna, Shabana, Fela, they all work hard to make this happen. So let's see how things are going to unfold in this country. But at the same time, we will continue working hard for you. So let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in here.
Hi, this is Shachi. So I have a question regarding EAD, H4 EAD.
Yes.
So my husband, he was here in US for an H1 visa, and he completed his 6 years, and his green card was not filed. So he had to move on the dependent visa on my H1. So he was on H4, and he recently got his H4 EAD.
Yes.
So my question is there a way that he can own his independent status at any point of time? Suppose if he gets hired and his company filed for his green card, can he get the extension on his previous H1?
Yes. If it is done properly, yes. You have to have left a little bit of time on the previous H1, but if there's an I-140 file for him while he's an H4, it gets approved. Yes, they can revive the H1, but it has to be done quickly within 6 years. So there's no really 6 years rule, but that's from my experience. I'm saying that. But
so 6 years means since it expired, the H1 expired since then 6 years?
Yes.
Okay, so on his previous H1, he has mostly around 30 days left. Is it enough for
Perfect. Yeah.
extension?
Just even 1 or 2 days left, you can attach it. It's like gluing two things together. You need a little bit just to post it on the other one. You understand?
Great.
So
Thank you.
as long as you do that, it will be fine. Good luck to you. And if you need help again, 510-742-5887. I don't know if you have more callers, Franco, but let me talk about another topic before I take the other callers. I was going visa by visa, how things might change. One of the visa now I'm getting a lot of calls on is a TN visa. The TN visa is a visa for people who are Canadian citizens or Mexican citizens, and it is based on appendix under a NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement. The question now is President Trump, elect Trump, has said he's going to review those agreements. So having said that, now he never mentioned about the visa part of it. So at this point, we don't have to panic or speculate. But if there are any changes on the NAFTA, the TN visa might no longer be a valid visa. So this is something if you're on TN visa and you have a chance to move to another visa, I highly recommend that. The same rule might apply for many countries which are under the treaty countries. For example, under the E2 visa. You know, the E2 visa is an investor visa. Many countries like Egypt, Pakistan, European countries, Australia, many other countries out there have this. Unfortunately, India doesn't have it, but those can also be renegotiated. So we might see also an issue with those visas in the near future. So TN visa, watch out for TN visa and E2 visa. You need to be careful on that. Now also, of course, if you are undocumented, that means quote unquote illegal in the United States, definitely you are going to be affected. Having said that, now it might be harder for him to really kind of send all those people back. What people don't know, he keeps talking about the 2 million people who are on the criminal list, so-called. What people don't know is that 70% almost 1.2 million of that 2 million are green card holders. These are not undocumented people. So what happens when you commit a crime, you're on green card, you might, depending on the crime you committed, you might be removable or deportable, what we call it, or inadmissible. So these are the ones that will be affected. So at the end of the day, it's not only the undocumented, it might be other people's also affected. Now, for the other so-called 11 million people out there, it's going to be a headache. First of all, what I think will happen, there will be possibilities of quick removals or basically making their life really hard so that they self-deport. But if they have to go to the court system, for those who are in the court system, immigration court, they know what's happening. We have cases which are taking minimum 6 years to get processed. And that right now, there's no overwhelming situation. What happens when they start pouring those people on those courts, I don't know how he's going to deal with that. So we might see people actually getting a green card through this. By the way, there's something called cancellation, which people don't know about. If you're on deportation, you've been 10 years in the United States, you have good moral character, you have paid taxes, and it's going to be an extreme hardship on a spouse which is a U.S. citizen, or some kind of hardship it has to be extreme. You might be able to get what we call cancellation. Cancellation means cancellation of removal and ultimately gives you a green card. So at the end of the day, since the plan was not really set in a very intelligent manner, it might end up giving more green card than anything else. So let's see how things unfold. But just get ready for all this. I know, Franco, we have a lot of callers, so I will be taking the callers still. But let me discuss a little bit more about some other issues that we are talking about. As for the side of debt settlement, we also help people on those, and a lot of people are expecting there will be an increase in interest rates soon, and those non-fixed interest rate will actually create a lot of havoc for people. So at the end of the day, many people who have second mortgages or have credit card loans, etc., they might want to do a debt settlement. And we can still help them. You can call our office at 7425887. And if you own credit cards, debts, you name it, just check the website yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in here.
Hey, Shah, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Go ahead.
Cool. So I'm on my H1B, and currently there's an amendment. So I changed the client location. I have an amendment in progress.
Mm-hmm.
But I have one more offer in my hand, and the other company is doing a premium processing on my H1B. Will that be a fine to have amendment and transfer at the same time?
Yes and no. Yes, because you have to do the amendment. It's mandated by law. And no, the problem is that until the amendment clears, you might not get the transfer approved. So you might want to have both going on premium, because technically, from my experience, sometimes it does happen. They will approve the transfer without waiting for the amendment, but they might come back and say, hey, you have an amendment pending. Until the amendment is clear, we won't let you transfer. So that's what I say. Yes and no.
But that's two different things, right? Like, amendment is going with my current company, and the transfer is going from a different company, which they don't want to depend on me, my current employer. Am I right?
Yes and no, because it's not different. Because the amendment is required to maintain your status. So whenever you're filing a transfer, you're asking them to transfer your status plus transfer of employment. They might grant you the transfer of employment, but they will say we have not confirmed that you maintain status. As such, we won't do the transfer until the amendment is approved. So it's a chicken and egg situation. You cannot get out of it, because I've seen many cases like that. But I've seen also cases where they pretty much just approve the transfer, but once you put the amendment, you kind of put your status into hold. It becomes what we call a period of stay. So you cannot transfer a period of stay. You can only transfer status. So they are not two different things. At the end of the day, they are related.
Okay, amendment is going on a regular processing, and the transfer is in a premium processing. Yes. So what is my chances then? It's like,
yeah, I'm not saying you don't have a chance, because there are ways to do that, but the best is to put the amendment on the premium so that it doesn't become a hurdle for the transfer. But I've seen also cases where they ignore the amendment and they go ahead and approve the transfer. So just hope you're in that group. But technically, if you look at it from a legal perspective, you cannot transfer a period of stay. You can only transfer status. And since when you file an amendment, you put the case on hold, it becomes a period of stay, which is not transferable. So that's where you have a problem. You should have transferred before filing the amendment. So it's a little bit tricky. Unfortunately, that amendment concept itself is, for me, unfortunately, it's nonsense, but they put it there. So just bear, but there are ways to do that. You can also go ahead and do what we call counselor processing, and they might approve it. So just wait and don't rush right now. But if you can get the amendment on premium, go ahead and do that. Okay?
Because it's out of my control. My current employer, I can't rush him to do a premium.
I know, so that you leave him.
Taking like 9 months.
Yeah, but you don't have control either. Nobody has control now. You just have to wait and see. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Shah.
Good luck to you.
Bye-bye.
I don't know if I have more callers, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air. Hello? Okay, so I don't have any callers, but I'll still be taking callers for 5 minutes. But the number to call is 408-912-5565. I was talking about debt settlement because we're getting a lot of calls. People are panicking. Another thing that is kind of sad, I was listening to the news today, and I heard that the suicide line, a lot of people are so desperate, and they are calling those lines because they don't know what to do, especially people who are undocumented or people who are totally kind of lost. What will happen to their insurance premium? What will happen to their lives? First of all, it's kind of hard to hear that. I've kind of volunteered back in the days in an organization which was doing suicide counseling, and it's really heartbreaking to hear the few stories. But now imagine we are getting so many of them. Let's hope people get back on track and don't get so desperate. Remember, at the end of the day, there's an election here every 4 years, and in 2 years there will be an election of the Congress. If you want to voice your opinion, go ahead and vote. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, I had a question. So I have applied for a green card through my employer, and also my question is, can I also apply through my relative who is a citizen at the same time? I'll take the answer offline. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think you just joined us, but I answered that question exactly earlier. But yes, you can, and actually I encourage that as long as your visa is a dual intent visa like H1B and L1, otherwise it will affect your visa. For example, if you're on an F1 or a B1 visa, it's not recommended, although you might want to do it. But yes, bottom line, yes, it's a good backup. Okay? So let me see if I think we have more callers. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in here.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Raji, and
Raji.
I have a quick question. So I'm on a green card for a really long time here, about like 10 years, and I didn't apply for my citizenship yet. So looking at all the developments, and so we are planning to do it. But one question that I had was, I'm going to go on a travel, and I'm going for 2 weeks. So if I do that, can I come back and apply right away, or should I wait? I saw you saying about some 90 days or things like that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That 90 days rule is not that strict because it's just a jurisdiction issue. So you should go ahead, come back for your trip and apply. I highly recommend you apply that as soon as possible. Okay?
Okay. So just one follow-up question. So on my way back, I'm going to stop in Dubai for like a few days or something. Do you think it's advisable, like if I do that and then that kind of travel, would it have any impact on my citizenship thing when I do it?
That's a very good question because that's another fear that a lot of people are having, traveling to Middle East countries. But Dubai is not really considered Middle Eastern countries, to be honest. I don't know if you've been in Dubai before, but Dubai is pretty much like
I've been. I'm just asking whether it's going to have any negative impact at all.
Dubai is one of the preferred, probably, Middle East country of Donald Trump because most of his businesses are there. So I don't think Dubai will affect you. But having said that, if you are planning to travel to Syria or you're planning to travel to Iraq and things like that, then you should be worried. But Dubai, no worry about it. Okay?
Okay.
Anyway, the clearance is done in Dubai itself, so they will already know right there. Okay? Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Good luck to you. So let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hello. Hi.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have a 140 approved. Hi. I actually called half an hour back, and I had a follow-up question. So I have 140 approved, and my brother is a U.S. citizen. He wants to apply for my green card, but he after he applies for my green card, I would be the 5th dependent on his list. So he applied for his parents, then he applied for his in-laws, and then it could be myself. So is there going to be any impact on him if he does that of having 6 to 7 people?
No, there's no impact on him, but it might have an impact on you if he doesn't have enough in terms of the affidavit of support. But since you're an H1B holder, you might be able to put your income in itself. No, but it doesn't. No, it doesn't affect him. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you. So let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air. Okay, so I don't have more callers, and I don't know if I can take more callers now. So I might take one more caller, Franco. But what we'll do now, I'm going to cover all the topics I missed. Let me take one last caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, this is Ashwini.
Hi, Ashwini. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, my husband has H1B and his I-140 is approved. So what are the next steps for the green card?
Well, you have to wait for the dates to be current. Where were you born? India?
Yeah.
Both of you, right?
Yes.
Okay, depending on your category, you have to wait, check the visa bulletin every month. That's what everybody is always stressed about. You have to wait for the dates to become current. Once your priority dates become current, then what you will get is, then you will be able to apply for the I-45. But before that, there's not much you can do. Okay?
Oh, all right. And this take few years or Trump?
Depends. It depends. Right now, even under Obama, it was taking for For EB2, it took sometimes 7 years to 8 years. For EB3, it takes like sometimes 20 years. But under Trump, we don't know. It might move forward too. But I was making a predictions earlier, hoping that maybe January will have some good news. But so far, I don't know the answer. We have to wait and see. Okay. Good luck to you. Watch my videos every time I post. Every month we get a report. It's called the Visa Bulletin. That's what you need to follow. Okay. Okay.
All right. One more quick question. Sorry to disturb you again.
Go ahead.
The one whoever comes on-site on H1 or L1, once they complete their entire period of the visa time, what is the next step for them?
Well, once you complete 6 years on H1, if you have an I-140 approved, you can keep extending your H1B until you get the dates become current. But if you're on L1, you cannot do that. You have to leave the country, come back after 1 year. But H1B you can extend as long as the I-140 is approved or you have a pending 365 days of labor. Okay, so I cannot take more callers right now. We're almost done with the show, so I apologize for that. I wish you all the best, all of you. But before I finish, I wanted to cover all the topics I covered earlier. One of them was hate crimes. It is on the rise, so be careful out there. We seen yesterday even at Mission Peak, a very peaceful place. They attacked a woman thinking she was a Muslim, and she was not actually. I think she was a cancer survivor wearing some kind of hat or hijab, and that's kind of unfair what is happening. And my good hope is January we might see a situation where dates become current. Maybe it's a dream, but it might happen. So watch out for that because it happened in 2007. It never happened after that, but we never know now. With all the things happening, maybe President Obama will say, let's give it to everybody. Now, the other thing that we are seeing is H-1B possibilities of changes. I covered it on a video, but I'm covering it today. We don't know yet, but there might be a chance that there will be some changes when it comes to the lottery. There might be some changes when it comes to the memos, etc., but we don't know yet. TN visa is associated to NAFTA. That one we might have some issues coming up on that because if NAFTA is gone, it will be gone. E2 visa also might be affected because if all the treaties are revisited, we might see the E2 visas going away, including the E1 and obviously the E3. But I don't think the E3 will go because he loves Australia and things like that. So now for a lot of questions about getting citizenship, I've been saying that for a while. Unless you have a different kind of a goal in the future, I highly recommend you file for your citizenship. I repeat that because it's harder to take away citizenship rather than taking a green card. It's easier to take someone's green card again than the citizenship. So make sure if you are eligible for citizenship, please file it. Now there might be other reasons you don't want to file it. That's up to you. But I will highly recommend if you intend to be on the system and be protected, I will recommend you file for your citizenship. So the question now that I'm getting a lot, since we have 5 minutes to go, I wanted to bring a message of last time I was talking about all the visas, someone called and said, you don't know what this is going to happen and why you're saying all this today. Well, first of all, it's not I don't know it's going to happen. I might be totally wrong, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. Okay, that's my rule. And number two, if you look at the past week only, the people who have been chosen in the cabinet are definitely anti-immigration. Very few of them will even give a glance at immigration as a privilege to deliver something. On the contrary, I know a lot of people have been cheering for Trump to become power, and he might be a great president for the United States. Don't get me wrong on that. But for immigration, since it was at the center of his campaign, we cannot expect anything to be given now. So for all those who have a chance to file something or get a chance on something, file it. If you need to file for a parent, for your mom, dad, children, etc., do file it. Not to give jobs to immigration lawyers, but because many things might change in the near future, including probably a halt on some immigration. Now, a lot of people thinking that, his focus is going to be on the wall and blocking people outside. Well, blocking people outside is going to be easy. Because they are not subject to the U.S. laws as people who are inside. So there will be infighting, and there might even be riots and things like that. So you need to be ready for that, because it's not the America we know. Someone wrote an article a couple of days ago, say America died on November 8th, and many of his points were well taken, because it is what he meant is not America in America. He means the ways things were going here are going to change drastically. It might be for the best, but for immigrants it might be for the worst. So you need to be ready and have all your ammunition, all your things when it comes to your immigration case ready, so that you don't get surprised by it. House market might actually go up, but it might also crumble. At the same time, all the other things that you have seen in the past will change. For example, if you start sending people who are undocumented from California, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start paying a bottle of juice, for example, instead of $2, is going to be $6, maybe $10. Same for milk. Same for many of the food that you eat, because unfortunately the system basically use those undocumented workers in the farm, and I doubt any citizen or green card holder will work for less than this, because working in the farm is horrible. Trust me, it is horrible, because I know it personally. I've seen people working in the farm. Their life is a nightmare. And for those, I know a lot of people in our community also work in that, especially if you're in certain areas. So you need to be ready that things are going to change. There's no way business is going to be as usual, life is going to be as usual. Having said that, that doesn't mean people just get desperate and do bad things. We need to still respect this country. We still need to follow the laws. But at the same time, the great thing about America, we have a constitution. Anything which is unconstitutional, we need to bring it forward and make things happen to the court. And that's how you basically change the rules or block the rules that you think is wrong. But be ready for some major changes. And having said that, ladies and gentlemen, everything I'm telling you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. Just to close the show today, ladies and gentlemen, I know this show is going to also play on Fridays late at night. We have it from midnight, which falls into the Saturday morning to 1 o'clock. So for my friends who drive at night and things like that, I say hi and thank you for listening. And also for everybody, I just wanted to wish you best of luck. What things are going to happen is going to happen, but there are ways that things might actually turn out. We might see some increase in employment-based immigration or investment immigration, which we are hoping to happen. As for the economy, some people are saying it's going to be great, and you saw it in the market. One day it went completely down, and the next day it went up. So it depends where you are basically positioning yourself. If you are at the top, hey, life will be good for you, no taxes and things like that. But if you are at the bottom, yeah, things might be worse. Now the question, it also depends what religion you are, if you're an immigrant or not. Things are going to be very different, and that's what I'm fearful of, because it will be almost a country of segregation, and when you have segregation, it doesn't really make the country prosper. So having said that, again, I wish you all best of luck. Thank you, Franco, for being on the board with me. We'll be back next Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And in the meantime, please do me two favors. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, because now I don't have that much time. I'm so busy with work. I'm not able to really do articles, but I'm trying my best every day to put a YouTube on the YouTube channel. I have two of them, but there's a one which is YouTube/Shah Peerally Law. Shah Peerally Law. There's another one which is Peerally Law. So check the one Shah Peerally Law, because that one I update on a daily basis. Wish you all the best. Take care. Bye bye.